First, talk to us about what was it like watching your daughter live at the Olympics?
It is an amazing experience. As a parent, it's just I'm so happy just to see her skate so well on the Olympic ice, and everybody is so thrilled. I have all my 4 other children here cheering for her. I have other extended family members here on the stand cheering for her. So it's just a really great experience.
What was that journey like? Because now, she's won gold. She just placed third in the women's singles. She, could have a chance there as well. And even her coach said this is unheard of, having that time off and then coming back. What is it like now? Is it different in terms of how she's competing? Is she maybe more in control? What's it like?
Well, it's quite different. I think this comeback for her is all on her own terms.
On that note, many are commenting on the sense of freedom or even lightness in her performance here. Talk to us a little bit more about her personality. It sounds like she's quite driven.
Yes, she's very driven. She's actually very competitive, but medals, placement in competitions don't really matter to her that much. Her focus was to do 2 main good programs.
That's awesome. I want to zoom out a bit here because many are commenting on your parenting skills, that you must have raised your children very well. You have a pretty unique story. You raised them for a pretty long time as a single dad of, 5 children now, right, in California. You had your own journey coming to the United States, basically living the American dream or fulfilling that. Talk to us a bit more about your background and what that was like.
Sure. I was born and raised in China. In the spring of 1989, I organized all the demonstrations in Guangzhou. So I organized a lot of demonstrations, hunger strikes in front of the provincial government building, and we protested after the Tiananmen Square massacre. And then, of course, I became one of the most wanted students. I was actually the first #1 wanted student in South China. But fortunately, I was able to escape from China. I went to Hong Kong first and then came to the United States as a political refugee.
I want to just touch in very lightly. So when you were organizing these protests in China, what were they for? Democracy, I assume, right? And then what was that like then coming to the United States?
Well, the protests and demonstrations were for democracy in China. The Chinese Constitution guarantees that the Chinese people have the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, a lot of freedom, but we had none. So we wanted the freedom to speak. And I want people to feel free to think, to imagine, and to speak, and not be persecuted.
Actually, ahead of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, the Justice Department and FBI said that China actually sent individuals to track and target you and your family, including her, ahead of the Olympics. Talk to us about what was Beijing's motivation? Were you afraid for her?
Well, because of my background, because I was wanted by the Chinese government back in 1989. And after I came to America, I also continued to organize protests in front of the Chinese consulate in San Francisco, some protests and hunger strikes in front of the Chinese embassy in Washington, D.C. The Chinese government never let me go and continued to spy on me. And before the Winter Olympic Games in 2022, I got a phone call from somebody who claimed to be from the U.S. Olympic Committee and wanted copies of my passport and Alisa's passport. And then the FBI informed me that the Chinese government spying on me. And of course, I was concerned about Alisa going to China to compete.
Speaking of Alyssa, very quickly though, any plans for her after the Winter Olympics? Has she hinted at anything?
Well, yeah, I think she has hinted that she will continue to skate. That's great. That's great. I think she has a talent. She really has a gift in skating. That's the reason I spend so much time and money on her to develop that talent, to develop that gift, so that she can share with people on the planet.